All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Medalist, Season 1, Episode 1. New show.
Yeah.
New pick from me. And yes, it's a Christmas gosh darn miracle because I picked a sports anime.
What?
Yeah.
What
could
Character
possibly
development?
What could possibly force this to happen? Well, apparently there's just a really adorable relationship between coach and athlete. And yes, I'm here for that.
Yeah.
I'm always here for that. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Jacob could smell the
The
wholesome floof and
Yep.
just comfy found family vibes
Yep.
and feels and was like, inject that directly into my
Like
veins
moth
right
to
now.
a flame.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
Yep.
It's near to your roots, you know.
That's right.
as
That's right.
far as being a anime fan of taste, you know.
No, literally ever since I watched Wolf Children, I was just like, okay, I need as many anime as possible that either involve direct, actual parental relationships or pseudo-parental relationships. And I just
That's it.
I need all of it.
You need all of it.
I need all of it yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this one is somehow something that we're watching before Yuri on Ice, which is hilarious.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
just to kind of put that into perspective there. You know.
Yeah.
Just it's a funny wild world we live in.
Yep.
I'm
Yeah, no,
excited too because I get a sports anime that I didn't even have to campaign for. So you know
Right,
what? There
exactly.
you go.
Yep.
That's just the way it works. The way the cookie crumbles. It's the way the ice gets skated.
Possibly.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if this is just, your typical performance ice skating where it's like, you do a song and you do a,
Right, or you have a set that you do,
routine.
and
yeah. Or if this is something where it's like, like solo only, where there won't be ever a point where you skate with other people.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see how they go into the mechanics of the sport because, especially since the main character is younger, that means that it'll probably involve a lot more of the basic
Well,
stuff.
you're assuming that the kid is the main character.
Okay, fair. No, fair. No,
In a lot
absolutely.
of ways, it's most likely that it's the adult that's the main character.
No, yes, I could totally see. I could totally see the coach being the perspective character.
Right.
That makes a ton of sense.
They have
right?
more dynamic potential story
and
stuff to explore.
they're needing to juggle everything and figure out how to support their students, athlete, etc. Right? But I'm very curious to see. I feel like this is a fun way to be able to get an entry level look into figure skating or whatever skating it is, right?
Yeah.
And then that way it's okay, cool. I can actually get to know how all that stuff works because I always, even growing up, I liked the idea of skating.
Yeah.
I just wasn't, good at it.
No.
Right. But it always felt cool whenever you managed
It always
to
looked
actually
really cool, and
Like-
it was fun to skate. I enjoyed skating. I at one point could skate backwards a little bit, and then I just fall over.
Yeah. my personal Jacob trick was instead of, stopping, just sort of go full kilter
Yeah,
at
they'd
the
kick
wall.
you off the course so fast if you were just a missile just flying across
No,
the thing. And
no, not like that I'd hit anybody or anything, but just
Right,
but just
sure.
when I had to stop, just go and just
blam, hit the wall.
blam, hit the wall. All right,
Just
cool.
crumple to the ground.
Yeah, or hang on to the
grab
wall.
on, just
Right. Yeah. All
Shake
right,
the
cool.
whole thing.
I stopped. I'm a good skater.
See, stopping in skating is so fun because you get that little, that little.
Oh yeah, when you do it right. Yes.
Yeah. I
absolutely.
I think I got really good at stopping because in a lot of ways I was so scared of clambering into the walls and just crumpling like a sack of potatoes. But yeah, I'm really excited for wholesome. Maybe this is kind of like Buddy Daddy's vibe is what I got, but without the assassins and maybe just without
Right.
one of the dads,
Yep.
So
Yep.
that also would be awesome.
Whatever
So-
this show wants to give me, I'm here for it.
So yeah, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
Yeah.
We start with her dream.
Seeing a video and being enchanted by it.
Yeah. Whoa.
Wow.
Dang. So cool. Whoa.
Right, because if that that's another good point. What does it take for a young kid to want to do something really competitively that's going to be really difficult, right? Like, not as some, like, you know, oh, their parents are like, hey, do this, you know.
Which is usually only the case where your parents are literally figure skaters, you know,
right,
or
exactly.
something like that. Your parents do the thing that you specifically want to start doing immediately.
Yeah, young kids going into competitive sport.
Okay, and here's our guy.
Okay.
Yep, they're all out of school. Ow!
Oh! At least it wasn't the blade.
Oh,
sure.
So you're already like a pro.
Oh, damn.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Oh my god, just the disrespect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just getting ready to hit the ice. So scary to her. It's this massive, massive guy. Oh, maybe she snuck in. Yeah. Found out immediately.
Oh! What?
Well, then you still should chase her and apologize and...
Yeah. But what did the guy say? Oh, that sounded painful. What?
Oh my god.
Oh shit. Catch her! Once again, he gets smacked into by a kid.
Yep.
I killed him!
Right. It's a very specific arrangement. Oh my gosh. That's amazing.
Why did you have such a big bag of worms in your backpack?
Right. Well, I mean, yeah, but I really want to skate.
Oh.
Oh, what a guy, yeah. Well, then what are you?
Yeah.
Just someone who basically... Whoa.
Yeah.
Dang.
Okay. Oh.
Oh.
Ouch. That's rough.
She's so focused on her other stuff that she ends up not being the most, yeah, this is a classic athlete problem.
She just collected them at school? I can't do anything right.
Oh.
Okay.
So that's the deal. That's... Whoa. Oh, yeah. But do both, yeah.
アシスタントコーチも立派なスケートの仕事よ。ルクス東山の高峰先生ですか？お待ちしておりました。すみません、祈り。コーチの仕事。
Cool. He learns to be a coach. She learns to be a skater.
こちらのスクールをおすすめしております。レッスン料もお得ですし、卒業までに2年かかるんですよね。あら。Oh,
that's where she
used to.
That's where she got the desire.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh.
じゃあどうして？あんまりやりたいというものですから。
Okay.
直接先生の口から断られたら諦めるだろうって。
Well.
クラブに直接入って個人レッスン。無駄です。フィギュアスケートがどんな世界なのか。
Yeah. She's not speaking out of ignorance. She is.
始めている子に追いつけるはずがないでしょう。
Right. Right.
あんな小さい子がジャンプしてる。これから祈りがあの中に入って。
But let her decide that.
Ooh, that's good. That's good. That's good.
And she did slide down that.
Yeah,
that
you just kind of undermined me a little bit.
And also talked sass to the. Oh.
Oh. Because it's a sale.
Right.
Yeah. Yep, that's a good point.
Okay.
That's a good point.
I can imagine.
Ooh, okay. His face! What is that face? Yeah.
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 But she has already been skating a little bit, so she's not completely starting fresh.
Oh, she's probably cracked the way she slid down that
that railing, yeah.
That railing. Yeah, and ridiculously stupid, but you know what? That goes hand in hand with bravery.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Oh! Yeah, she's a natural. No. You have to be specific. Yeah. Don't be vague. Yep. Yep.
Right. Right.
Uh-huh. Yep. So she took those 6 years equivalent of time just to overcome fear. Oh.
Okay. Cool. Love it.
Oh, I understand the difference mechanically with your legs. Whoa. Whoa. I don't think she can hear you anymore. Whoa. Yeah, he's teaching the exact slow... Oh, yeah, right. She's following behind him, yeah. Yeah, stand straight. Yep.
Let's get you that helmet.
Let's get the helmet, though. Yeah.
やっぱり私ダメなんですよ
She just has a lot of anxiety. Yeah.
自分だけの重心の一点を探して
Oh.
こうやっこ
足先をもっと伸ばせる飲み込みが早い
Yeah, she's actually very coachable.
うすごいよできてる
Yeah, even the
Oh.
mom's getting one over.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, yeah.
こんなにできるなんてお母さん
I'm glad we're solving this conflict
Yep,
early.
Mm-hmm.
それは私
Okay.
上の子を見て思ったんです
Oh my god.
スケートだけを
Whoa, yeah, it's like a child actor, you know?
やめるときは本当にかわ
We
い
have
そ
to
う
find a middle ground where she can do everything. And
この子はまだスケート以外の夢を知らないだけです
oh,
頑張っても報われないと分かっているものに親としてそう考えるのはおかしいでしょうか
oh, it's a tough situation to think about because if you've gone through this exact thing before,
Yeah.
and she's technically
スケ
right
ートを始めることがどんなに大変か
in that,
遅くから始めた俺が一番分かってるわ
yeah, yeah.
私は今が嫌なの私スケート絶対
Oh, so when she was watching somebody skate,
Yeah.
that could have even been her sister, you know? I mean, it wasn't, but you know.
私のせいで母さんに
Oh,
これ以上困らせちゃダメだとやりたかった私のお守りだったの
this is my safe haven. Oh,
腕の嫌なことも気にならなかったなんかできないスケートが私にはできるって思えた私何にもない
oh.
ダメじゃない部分がある自分になりたい
She wants to compete.
上手にできることがあるって
It's not just skating.
思いたいの
お母さんもうさっさとやらせ
God damn it.
オリンピック選手みたいになれる保証はどこにもありません
Oh, already talking
この子
Olympic.
にはスケートを続けるのに絶対に必要な能力があるリンクにかける
Yeah, passion, baby.
時間も費用も他の習い事の比じゃないくらいかかる本人の強い前向きな意志が必要なんです
他の子は5歳から始めて
5歳ってその年からバリバリ練習できる子なんてそういない
Shh.
バカか俺は
Yeah, it is true though.
I can see that he does get loud, yeah.
何歳からだろうが諦められるはずないんだあの時、俺はどうして欲しかった何を願ってい
Whoa.
た
Maybe someone to come along like you're
Whoa.
trying to do now.
この子のコーチになりますコーチとしてこの子はここまで一人で覚えてきたんですよ
With actual proper education, yeah.
この子は絶対に才能を開花できると思うじゃない
I'd stake my.
選手権によ
Ah!
ろしくお願いします
He did everything she
He told
asked
him
him
not
not
to
to
do.
do.
先生がおっしゃる
In before she finds out that he hasn't coached anyone before.
Yeah. She must be an exceptional coach, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Well, no.
He is exceptional. Yes. And,
祈りです
All right, Inori.
超いい名前じゃん
all right, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. That was super sweet.
That was super.
That was so wholesome.
Super wholesome. Yeah.
I love that the mom is such a big part of the like. Hey, is this show even gonna happen? Well,
There's a lot of reasons why it honestly shouldn't. Like,
Yeah. and so help me God, if this ends up being something where it's like, oh, she's a single mom that's been, working to raise
no,
the two kids.
Jacob.
No.
He's like, he's way younger than her.
Oh yeah, right. Because if she's like 10 or 11 and she has an older sister.
Yeah. Bro. Calm down.
Hey.
Calm down, Joker. All right, a fantastic
Good shit.
start to a show.
That was fantastic.
I love how much we got through to understanding Inori and having this not just really strong passion of like, I really want to do this and
Yep.
I've got the talent to be able to do it.
Yeah.
But it's no, I don't have anything else. And
Right. This
I
is
am
everything.
I am well, she's like 10 or 11, so it's hard to put this all into words, but her emotional plea of just, I don't have anything else. I need this.
Yep.
I want to feel like I can be in a safe place, and this is this is my only safe place. And in some ways, she was kind of leveling the accusations at Mom of like, I can't do life around you right now. It sucks. Like, I can't do life in school right now. It sucks.
Yep.
But with figure skating, I feel safe. I can do this. And so that's kind of a fun motivation for her, in that it's not that there's horrifically horrible things happening to her in these other environments.
No.
It's just the pain of realizing that none of it excites her,
Yep.
but also none of it is setting her up to succeed.
Right.
So the idea that this world of skating is something where she knows she can grow, she knows she can progress, she knows she can excel. Now, obviously, from the mom's perspective, she might not ever have a chance of going full pro, without some extenuating circumstances. So
absolutely.
that has to be considered if you're potentially going to devote the next 5 years of your life to a thing.
I loved all of the reasons why the mom was an obstacle in this episode, right? Like, it was very reasonable. The fact that it's not
It got more reasonable as time went on, honestly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that it wasn't just the, hey, I know how hard it is. It's the, no, her older sister actually, tried this, and she started from 5, and all that stuff, and it didn't go well.
And
right?
it didn't just not go well. It's the idea that she gave up actually a lot to probably get really good. So she spent probably her entire childhood, probably from 5 to 11, probably the equivalent.
Very formative years.
Very formative years. Hurt her leg really badly. Because when I saw the way that she fell, it wasn't just that her ankle necessarily broke, but it was like her holding like above her ankle too. So it might, because again, these kids are very small, like bones and stuff.
Yeah.
So if she got something where it was like a really, really bad break, like,
Well, and
like that's
to
ooh.
even
Obviously kids will heal fast.
right.
But
And,
still.
and even putting the healing from the physical injury aside, the kind of thing that you mentioned of the like athlete problem of you're just about this thing, and so all of the other things, it's you kind of where do you fit in with all that stuff.
You just don't focus on them because people understand that, oh, you're dedicating yourself to your craft. Okay, cool.
All right, cool.
Then we expect basically the bare minimum of you in these other areas,
But then once you then have to go back and you're like, all right, I'm now effectively starting on a lot of the stuff that people would be learning at 5, at 11.
Well,
not entirely,
not
of course,
really.
right?
Yeah,
but the idea of like, all right, like few enough people actually dedicate their whole life to something, even for any period of time, especially that young, to then go from the I have done that and given up on it, and now I have to go like figure out how to just be a kid again and everything.
The other part I think that people only really bring up if you've actually been through this, not necessarily on the negative side of it, but specifically with regards to injury being the forcing function of it, is that it's not just that you quit because you don't want to do it, but it's because you literally cannot do it. And I've talked to many people who just from the hobby side of things had to give up their passion because their body can no longer do the thing. And when I tell you the depression that these people go through is not just, it's devastating. No, it's like they lose their luster for life. Like not just, I will take some pills, I'll take some, I'll take some antidepressants or what have you, and I'll get over it in a year or what have you. But it's like, no, nothing else will sparkle the same way ever again. You get that when you're a kid, and it was your whole life basically up until now. Like, then now go through your extra formative years of your teens with all the emotional immaturity and chemical complexities thrown into the mix there. Yeah, no, that like
and then
where is this older sister?
Right. And then
we don't see her in the family dynamic, but I can tell you by the way that the mom's kind of dead inside attitude was when she came home, there was like something there of like, this took a toll on the mom as well.
Oh, absolutely. Because think about it from her perspective, right? The idea of, whatever degree that she feels responsible for it,
Sure.
right? Like, even if she wasn't the overbearing parent that also, like, pushed her into it, you know?
I don't think she was.
Which I don't think she was, right?
No.
But even then, like, it's the, but I helped her and encouraged her and all that stuff because, of course, that's what a parent should do. And it ended up resulting in her being, in this state now.
Yeah, it could be.
I should have, thought of that going into it
Right.
and maybe helped curb her expectations to be like, hey, absolutely do this, but let's not throw your whole life into it, right?
Or let's do that, but there were some little things that you ended up in your passion and zeal for the sport. You didn't do your due diligence with certain stretches and certain, like, working out certain muscle groups so that when that injury happened, me as the responsible, smarter adult go and look back and go, oh shoot, I was a little lax on making sure that she was doing. I understand the mechanical reason as to why this injury happened. I wasn't making sure she got enough sleep. I wasn't making sure that she was, fed properly. She was kind of running through things really quickly.
Yeah, if I saw her doing some things that were a little bit reckless that she got away with earlier on, but I didn't properly
and it's the, could I have done it better and maybe avoid this? Who knows? And you can't know.
And that's not even getting into just the whole idea of the time and money investment aspect, right?
Absolutely.
And now that's, right?
And then I'm glad we never got into this because in a lot of ways I respect this mother a lot more because she didn't do anything like this. But I can't go through this again. She never made that argument of like the emotional toll that it took on her being something that never needed to factor into it, because she was like, no, from a practical standpoint, Inori, I get it that you really like this, but you can't basically overcome the mathematical circumstance laid against you here, which is that at some point you will give this up. And then from my burden of basically needing to spend all this money and basically helping adjust you to being a regular adult, basically, at that point. Cool, maybe you become a coach like this guy.
Right.
But is that what you want to do?
Right.
And in some ways, I'm kind of surprised she didn't go that angle, which is let's throw this ahead 10, 15 years. You don't go pro. You don't end up getting all this stuff here. And you basically end up being an assistant, teacher for other 5-year-olds who are actually going to have the... And he's just like, okay, you don't have to, okay, that was rough,
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And
that's realistically what could happen if she didn't also have this incredible talent and fearless ability to just execute on what he says. Because that's the part I actually think that while the fearlessness and bravery is amazing, because that's kind of the anime thing in there. But I think the ability to listen and incorporate, like being coachable, as an 11-year-old, that's a whole other thing there. Like
it is. It really
most adults aren't that coachable.
So one of the things that a lot of this felt very like it felt like specifically relatable to me with fencing and stuff because, the blade of a skate, the blade of a blade, and, or of a sword, and, inside edge, outside edge, things like that, very fun. But also the, wishing you had started earlier, because a lot of the people at my fencing school, they'll be like, I've been here for 15 years or something, or 12 years. Yeah, exactly. And it's like, me starting at 28 or something. All right, cool.
Yeah, you will never reach their skill.
Right, but I'm trying to put in those extra hours to catch up, but also the whole idea of him bringing up hey, between the ages of 5 and 11, how much effective practice do you think, kids are actually able to put in?
I love the way in which, case in point, some kid, wipes out on the ice, and he's like, what do you think this little shit, is actually learning right now? And then parents are like, oh my God.
Yeah, all of the stuff.
Little Timmy over there doesn't know shit.
All the stuff of, I forget her name, but the lady that, he had done the skating dance with, and stuff, and, getting in the job and everything. And it's the, okay, so you can't say these things. He it's hitting a checklist.
Yeah, he yelled constantly.
Yeah.
He very much was like, I will dedicate my life to make sure that she becomes,
specifically does
Japanese championships skating. And it's like, shut the fuck up, buddy.
And then also specifically, digging into the efforts of the other kids. But my fencing instructor has talked in confidence at some points about like it is actually really difficult to deal with the kids class where like nobody pays attention. Like you're trying to teach them a very specific, like complicated mechanical, thing. And, like
lift your swords. No. Stop looking at the sky. Lift your sword.
Put your feet at a 90-degree angle. Like they don't know what they're doing, right? And it's just like, okay, all right.
Now those are kids, right?
Well, probably in the like, that like under 13 kind of,
okay, so
like
some of them
age.
are 11, 12, 13. Like...
Oh, well, I don't know. I've never seen the kids class. Yeah.
But I was just going to say that I think that the part that was also kind of a fun twist on this is that oftentimes parents in these types of stories are basically archetypes. They might not even be characters, really.
Right.
Fully.
This might be the biggest like presence that the mom has in the show. Right?
Sure. But I was going to say that she's already so far beyond the initial usual sports mom or sports parent archetype by basically being able to see the talent that she gives and goes, oh, that's incredible. I can see your talent. Usually the archetype is, I don't understand the talent. Therefore, when it's shown, I throw it all away as being meaningless.
Right.
So they structurally did the same thing by having her be like, well, can I do the thing then since I'm so good? Absolutely not.
Right.
It's just like, ugh.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because she's like, yeah, that's great that you have this now. But that's something that someone else at 7 could have figured out and learned up to.
Yeah, and they didn't bring this up specifically probably because they're keeping the episode very snappy.
Very
like,
snappy.
Like doing
fast,
a very good job of like quickly hitting all the big obstacle things so that we could have the end of it be, all right, he's going to teach her and all that stuff, while at the same time having the struggle of convincing the mother be very believable, right? But I imagine this mom, once she saw this really makes you come alive and all that stuff, okay, awesome. I'm all for you skating, just not competitive figure skating, right? You take you to the rink, cool. Yeah, absolutely.
Like I'll take you to the rink every other day, maybe.
Sure,
like maybe I'll set aside 5 hours a week, to make
just,
sure that
make sure it doesn't get in the way of your studies and things like that. And yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, in fact, like I'll even let you get some coaching to be better at it.
Sure,
but it won't be competitive figure skating. Like,
right,
it'll still be just
And so I loved the confidence issues that Inori brought up and things like that. Is the no. It's not just skating because hey, that's something I'm good at.
Right.
But I need to compete.
Yeah.
I need to be able to basically cut my teeth, and be like, hey, I can do awesome stuff. Let me prove myself, right?
Yeah. Let me have something that I can work at.
Because that's something that you would absolutely need in order to have a show like this where, the athlete protagonist is so young, right? In order to make it so that when things get grueling, that it doesn't become absolute hell, right? Or
well, I mean, yes, but that is also what his role is a little bit as well, is that he's going to let her expectations be a little bit dashed in terms of maybe how easy it's going to be, but then go, no, this is part of it.
Right.
I'm going to let you fall. I'm going to let you fail, but I am going to help you, I'm going to help pick you back up when you, when you need a hand. Like that's something I'm really excited for because he is going to be the biggest cheerleader of her journey.
That's a gold medalist smile right there.
The gold medal smile was so fucking funny because it sounds like something that he would have only have heard maybe from his coach,
Sure,
way
maybe.
back when.
Yeah.
And the idea that
saw it in a movie.
Or saw it in a movie, yeah, exactly. But instead of being like, all right, kid, like you did all right. Like it's the Spider-Verse, not bad, kid,
Right.
But instead, he's like,
he's
YouTuber, like, I'm gonna look.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, this is amazing.
One Piece.
It's so good.
Yep. Just pure, utter disregard for all the other parents that are like, what the hell, man?
Yeah. I love it. I am excited for the world that she jumps into to be one where she initially kind of succeeds well and kind of goes through a lot of those processes really quickly, but then almost like immediately has the, okay, Cool. So you understand now that if you compete, you will end up getting put into an age bracket, not a skill bracket. And you will immediately be the most dog shit figure skater that's for true. The 11 and like 12-year-olds, because that's how they balance these things for kids. Eventually they abandon that once you're an adult, or probably more realistically when you hit like teens and stuff.
Sure. Because
at that point it's less about your time and probably more about your like, I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
We'll get into that.
But yeah,
but the basic thing that she's seeing right now is that you're gonna look great next to all the 5-year-olds.
Right.
But when we put you next to the other 11-year-olds, you're probably gonna look a little bit rough on the rough side.
It very much makes me think of the Silver Linings Playbook thing, where it's like, all right, you can get up to 10 points on this dance competition. It's like, okay, what would be awesome? Us total like hobbyist amateurs, if we could get 5, like, that'd be incredible.
That would be
right.
Fantastic.
So you have the situation where the judges are like 4.7, 5.1, and they're like, and all the like pros are like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't get it.
We got an 8.8, and we're like, we could have done better.
Right. But all right, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You got our early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about the show, about anime in general. Also, be sure to check out our Twitch channel. So if you have anything that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.